There you are. Oh, I gotta get my water too. Boom, boom, boom. Boom, 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 boom. Okay. I think we're live. I gotta check. Let's see. Morning, Eric. I don't know why it's not listed as live in my... Let me see. Your channel is listed live now. Oh. Huh. Oh, there we are. Good morning, Sherry. Yeah. Sometimes we get lucky. Slightly better than luck, but I'll talk about it. I've been getting a lot of messages. Hey, you guys tell me just because it's a great move on that one. But come on, you know what else was a great move? Not only NVIDIA, PAC-W, or not PAC-W, PAN-W, PAN-W. You know, look at this. You guys focus on just that one. But down here, when it was at 184, 185, and I said you should probably time it and buy it on this one. Come on. I don't think it's too late, though. I think NVIDIA, just to kind of spoil the podcast, I think at market open, I think you see 420. Which would be a nice 5% move, additional 5% move. I just think the quarter was that good. So here's what I have. Revenue estimated $6.5 billion. Actual $7.2 billion. Earnings per share estimated 92 cents. Actual $1.09. Gaming, $1.9 billion expected, $2.2 billion actual. Data center, $3.9 billion, actual $4.2 billion. So what you saw in the data center with AMD, Intel, and other chip makers reducing their data center, it all went to NVIDIA, and it will continue to go. Yeah, Sherry, you're doing fine. I mean, we all have our, good moves on this stuff. The amazing thing is that and I said the pullback, here's NVIDIA's, the chart from yesterday. I said on the pullback, you should see 278, if anything. But you're going to see an enormous gap. I mean, here, this gap is going to be from here to about here. Hey, listen, full disclosure, I wanted 8 to 10 lots. So when I tell you about buying in slowly, I started too late on NVIDIA. I should have started a few days ago at this 275 and listened to my algorithm, specifically with what I went over yesterday about look at the last few earnings, how you saw it heading in there with that button hook. But I should have started earlier, and this is my journal on my trade. I should have started adding sooner. Yesterday, I only got 3 lots in. So I'm still only about 25-30% of what I actually want to own. So I'm going to buy more. And with the earnings, I mean, just let's see if they've started rolling in. Upgrade from Baird, 475 price target. You're going to hit it. You're just going to hit it. Morning, Zephin. And the majority of targets have been between 450 and 500. So I have no doubt in my mind this is going to 500 by the end of the year. You're in an AI bubble. Do you buy it now? I was joking with somebody on Instagram last night, and they said, "Oh my God, it's such a good quarter." And I think it was trading at 350. I said, "Watch. I'm not selling right now. It's going to be at 350, which was my price point." And it moved from 350. I said, and he said, it'll be 380 by the time. I said, it ain't going to be 380 by open. It'll be 400 by open. He goes, you're out of your crazy. So lot is, so say you want to, and I'm making up dollar amounts here, Eric, because I just don't, I don't tell people how much I buy. Yesterday I kind of slipped and told you how many shares I bought, but essentially I buy in lots. So say yesterday I said, hey, buy it when it dips under 300. And I bought one lot at 299. I bought another lot at 298. And as it dipped down further, I think I got one lot at 297. It might have been 298 and change as well. But all of it was around there. If I had, and it's split up. So say you want to buy $10,000 worth and you see a run like this. I had 3 friends call me yesterday who got out of NVIDIA. Because they said it's just run too much. We can't imagine that it's going to continue. I said, I'm buying more. I think it's going to be fine. And they got out of NVIDIA. But, like I said yesterday on the thing, I thought if it was going to pull back, it was going to pull back to the 278, 280 level. And so buying at the 297, 299, 297, 298 in that area, it kind of made me feel good that I was getting the price that I wanted. I did chase. I chased with my parents' account. I chased pennies. I think I put it in at 298.80, and then I changed it to 298.99 by the time I got it. So I chased. That's why I have 57 alerts. Because I constantly change and kind of chase as it's going up sometimes. But I'll talk about what I want to do. I want to get some scans in. And I think the entire thing is going to be on NVIDIA. But don't focus on NVIDIA, man. There are still, like Sherry, Palantir, crazy good buy on that one. And I think Palantir, to be honest with you, I think I may put that one into the core portfolio. Because like I've said, I think here, so the two that I have kind of compared before is Palantir and Snowflake. And if you saw Snowflake freaking just lost it. How much are they down? They're down 15% at 150. Buy it at 150. This one is a $180 stock at some point in time. But you basically went from 177 down to here. You're going to have an enormous gap. Now, you might cover this gap between 136 and 140. It's all based on valuation. They're just not earning what they said they would. So this is a bit of a hype. Palantir is closer to an actual better company than Snowflake. So, yeah. But let's start doing some scans. Because I think today is going to be a long one. My ass has to pat myself on the back. I have to be a little bit cocky. Brokerage holdings, nothing crossed up. Let's see about the core investments. And yeah, UNH has a cross up. Has the healthcare industry been beaten up too much? In fact, I should probably put UNH in my brokerage holdings too. Yeah, because I do own that one. Morning, Larry. Larry. X. And we just got numbers too on the economy. GDP and jobless claims. I'll talk about that. And we may be in for a world of hurt, but things are good now, so. Yeah, I think one of my friends called me yesterday because I had told him, buy NVDA. And he called me and he's like, yeah, I just can't take the chance. I get it. I mean, listen, Taiwan Semiconductor, which is in the core portfolio as well, that's up 7%. Tesla's up 2%. Shopify, which I said get, under 60, is up 1.29. It's still there. Roblox is at 41 now. PanW 207, NVIDIA we talked about. Microsoft. This, KOLD with that cross up. Is Boyle still kind of on the outs? Let's see. Natural gas is down 1%. Look at that. Whoa. EV Go? EV Go. EV Go has a $24 million. They ain't making money. Stifel initiated coverage at $9. It's trading at $3.88. 2 new board members, Paul Siegel and Jonathan Steelig. And David Narias bought $24 million worth at $4.25. And you can see everybody was selling 11 in August. What's EV Go like? Lost 18 cents a share. I'm going to add this one into my not owned list. Okay, so we got KOLD. That's the energy names. Levered ETFs. Boom, boom, boom. No, I never read that one. Hold on. Let's go to... if I can't... Let's see. We're in Chat GPT now. And we'll do a new chat. And we'll say, summarize the book Margin of Safety by Seth Klarman. Is a renowned investment book by Seth Klarman, a successful investor. Value investing. Klarman advocates for a value-oriented approach to investing. He stresses the importance of thorough analysis and independent thinking to identify opportunities that offer margin of safety. Risk management. The book emphasizes the significance of managing risk in investments decision. Klarman believes. Wonder if I can copy this. Oh, there's the copy. Let's see if I can paste this in here. Nope. It will not let me paste it. It's too long. You know what I'll do? Here's what I'll do. I will post this in the Facebook group. Oh, come on. Did I freeze? Nope. Larry I'm on YouTube Live and someone suggested a book for me on Chat GPT to summarize it. And here's told me. There we go. Boom, 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 boom. So if you want to read that, it is in the Facebook group. I would post it on Twitter, but that would be about 9 million threads. So you'll have to go to Facebook to look. But I like those 6 topics, Larry. I like that. Okay, let's see. FAZ, this is levered ETFs. FAZ is the financial bear. So are we getting into more trouble? HIBS, SQQQ crossed up, SMDD. SQQQ crossed up, but it is down 6.75. I mean, that's going to gap down. You see, you almost covered this gap, almost at 32 back in April. But ever since April, you've just been in a slide. And fuck, Meta's up 1.15. I mean, make no mistake that I'm an introvert too. I had that, did one of these one of my friends asked me to do a personality test. And I told her, I said, I'm absolutely. Brittany, bitch. I hope you, if there was one person that I think bought NVDL instead of NVDA, I think it'd be Brandon. Hopefully you bought it. I was thinking about you last night. I'm like, I hope he bought that. I hope he bought that because I'll go over NVDL. Let's see. I'll put it in my notes. NVDL results. I'm coming on later because I want to be on live when the candle for NVIDIA shows up. I don't do extended hours on TrendSpider. So, no low-cost ETFs. Let's see about spider sectors. But I want to show the gap. That's interesting. No spider sectors either. I mean, let's be honest. Yesterday was kind of a SFT. That's not Futu. Not Fubo. Fubo. Life gets in the way, Brandon. It's okay. You're busy sleeping. Futu I don't want. So, okay, let's go to, we're going to go to the ARCs because we'll always find something in ARCs. Although yesterday was, wow, we had quite a bit. Cyber. I had a great, I am not a professor. I had a great discussion with a guy, what's his name? I wrote it in my notes. Bill Perkins. Bill Perkins died with zero. He wrote a book. Incredible guy. Little bit cocky for my taste sometimes, but he's a professional poker player. He's written a bunch of books. He's done a lot of things that are really good. And it's so ironic. You know, Nextdoor is the home of Karens, nextdoor.com, if you don't know. And I can't believe that they have the ticker symbol KIND, kind. But Bill Perkins said something to me, and I wish I could play it for you guys, the speech, the kind of Q&A that we had. And this is the Q&A that I'm going to have with Kathy Woods, too. Wow, yeah. Brandon, I'd unload that one. And Sherry, you're doing well on Fubo, I think. There's nothing in ARC. Let's go to the Dow 30. UNH. We already have that one. I would be careful with that one, but NASDAQ 100, not one cross up. Wow. And let's go to the S&P 100. UNH, I think, is in that one. And MO, no. Nope, won't do it. That's a bad one. Jim Cramer, by the way, is on yelling about how he knew NVIDIA. He was at 130 when NVIDIA was down here. And this wasn't long ago. This was January. He said we're short NVIDIA. He went short NVIDIA at 130. He got killed if he got out of that short, obviously, but he's now touting how he's been, pounding the pavement. He wasn't pounding the pavement, douche. You've been pounding the pavement. I mean, you change your story every fucking day. Douchebag. What a douche. Okay, so we got our scans. I'm going to organize my notes a little bit because they're all over the place. By the way, I will post on all the socials. I don't mind posting it. A look at my portfolio. I went into Fidelity yesterday as I was buying a bunch of lots for NVIDIA. I went into my portfolio yesterday, and I'm 92% invested, so I have 8% cash on hand. 72% of my investments are in information technology. 13% is in consumer discretionary, and 7% in communication services. My market cap valuation, there's boxes, and I'll show you the boxes. 86% in large cap growth. I mean, we've been on a bull, for 20 years. That's worked for me for 20 years. Why not? Let me look at GDX. That's the gold miners. Yeah. Here's WW. I don't know that I'd be looking at this for a bounce. I do think that gold overall has an opportunity, but take a look at a weekly on this one. And every time it seems to cross that 200-day, a couple of times back here, maybe right here, but a lot of times when it reaches that 200-day, it doesn't stop. And so at that 200-day here, with the RSI kind of in no man's land at 50 and the MACD a little bit high, I would think we would still see this go down. But that's a weekly, so it's long term. If you scale back down to the 4-hour algorithm, it just got you out with a 10% gain. Great trade if you took it on the algorithm. The algorithm, ironically, doesn't do very well. It loses you 6% over the actual asset gaining 40%. You win 28% of the time. Your average win, though, is 13%, but you just don't win enough with the algorithm. So I wouldn't trust the algorithm. Let's look at the 65-minute on this one, because could you trade this one on the 65-minute? Even this one doesn't do, and I'm using short term. Short term on this, Oh, stop. I don't want that. My sidebar kind of showed up. GDX. Let me look at. So I'm not a huge gold fan. Let me look at. I think gold is down in the precious metals on FinViz. Gold is down 1%. I mean, if you didn't see it, the U.S. is on default watch. IONQ. Let's see your lovely IONQ. You know what, Brandon? On the 65-minute, IONQ is a buy. 1024. It's already up 5% today. It's at 1075. God, this one, man, this is crazy. You've been pounding the pavement on this one. I mean, listen, I can take all the credit in the world for NVIDIA, you know, the pop. But Brandon, man, high five. Legend status. You got in at $5 on this one, I remember. I don't think it's worth a dime, but let's see. They're not making money. They're up 196% year to date. They have 13 million in sales. Literally, with e-commerce, you could make this company overnight. They have a market cap of $2 billion. Short interest of 14%. Earnings per share this year are expected to go up 68%. Price to sales. So for every dollar they sell, they're spending $156. Or I'm sorry, they have a share price of $156 for every dollar that they sell. Morgan Stanley, equal weight, $7 price target. You're at $11 now. It's at $10.77. Look at these fuckers selling at 4 and 5, Brandon, in December, and not small amounts. I mean, 6 million, 6 million, 6 million, 6 million. Hey, legend status, I'm telling you. I can take all the credit in the world for NVIDIA, for Palo Alto Networks, for all that stuff, but I don't have the balls to put $10 into IONQ. That's an interesting one. Let's see. We're going to take this and we're going to put this. I know I had a. We're going to put and we're going to take that and we're going to put this down here. And we're going to take NVIDIA. X. We're going to put that. We're going to put. I need a place there to get my thoughts together. Okay. I'm not raining on your parade, man. Yeah, so one investment strategy that I shared. By the way, hit the thumbs up if you are new here. Make sure you're subscribed. I'm on every day. I'll give you tips like NVIDIA yesterday, where I kind of went over the chart and said, here, this is why I'm buying. I personally bought yesterday, so if you were here, you would be good. Yeah, let's go to Fidelity. And I look at Fidelity, fixed income and bonds. You just go to fidelity.com and fixed income and bonds. Here you go. U.S. Treasury, 5.3 on 3-month, blah, blah, blah. If you go here, you can look at over here. 5-year Treasury. They don't have short-term bonds, though. They don't have 3-month and stuff. Down at the bottom. But here on, yeah. So one of the strategies there is, if you're in Fidelity, I'm going to look up my, look up my account. There's two, and I'll put this in the chat. So there are, and I hate Fidelity's new front page, man. They screwed me up. They really screwed me up. I want to go back to the old one. All positions. Let's see. There's, I'm going to put these in the chat. It's FDRXX and FZDXX. Yeah, those are the two. And FZFXX. So those are the three. They're basically money market funds, I guess, something like that. But what they are is government bond-backed things. So essentially with Fidelity, rather than holding your money in just cash or a kind of interest savings account, they have these options for these government-backed bonds and the actual interest rate, it's fluctuating. So it goes up, it goes down, it's different all the time. Those are yielding between 4.2 and 4.7 on a 7-day basis. And so you'll get that interest rate. Now, what's nice in Fidelity is that I don't need to transfer from there to cash. It, like yesterday when I bought NVIDIA, I just pressed buy in whichever account that I wanted. It takes it out of there. And when I sell an asset, it winds up taking it and putting it back into those funds. So if you're in Fidelity and you don't have those things, there is one of them, and I'm not sure which one. I think there's $100,000 limit, minimum, that you have to have in cash to be able to buy. Okay, so I've got Bill Perkins die with 0. Snowflake, NVIDIA, NVDL, stock analysis, American Eagle results. Costco is tonight. Yeah, and Brendan, that is why I say those people in Robinhood, you're out of your freaking minds. You're absolutely out of your mind. Here, I got to go. It's a black screen because I'm changing it to Active Trader Pro because I have the NVIDIA. You're at 395, so it won't open up at 400. Just real quick. Are they dropping because of that? I do have to bring up. Did I bring it up yesterday? Let me look at my notes. I thought I brought it up. Yeah. I'll put it in today. I do think that Netflix is a buy because of the password thing. But Let's look at Netflix. Huh. I don't think it's passwords that's going down because of. Let's see if there's some news. Switch back. It might just be because people are taking profits, Sherry, but Netflix backward crackdown has put me in a tough spot. Who's going to pay for my 3 adult children? Yeah, your adult children should be paying for themselves. What a douche. I mean, I get it. It's a bad article. Yeah, and that's the danger. My password is douche. My password is Jim Cramer is a douche. My problem with this is and Sherry, I have friends and I have to talk to them. The latest estimate is, and this was the last thing I heard on an earnings call with Netflix, for every 1 paid household, there are an additional 5 that are sharing it. So if they just get 1, it's 20%, increase in user base. Now, here's the thing. If they're selling that as part of the current household, then they're really not adding users, but they're adding revenue. So it's going to be a little bit of a mix. My problem is, say your kid goes off to college, and this is just in the past. Say your kid goes to college. Does your cable subscription cover them? No. Say your kid needs a cell phone. Oh, let me, just give them my cell phone number and we can share. No, you can't. So I think it's just a growing pain, but I think it's the right move for Netflix, and to bash Netflix for this, in my mind, buy the stock. I mean, it's the same as when Amazon. Remember Amazon? You could use your easily your friend's Amazon account to buy something on Prime. Look at Costco. Costco doesn't allow you to share memberships across an entire family. It's 2 users. So I think it's just a growing pain. I think people will cancel at certain points. I don't think that they wind up losing a ton. I think whatever is Netflix's loss probably could be WBD or Paramount's gain, because they don't seem to be cracking down, and they would take 1 user sharing over 5. I always say, and here's the thing. I mean, I may be cold and unheartful about this. But when I turned 18, I had to pay for my own car. I had to pay for my own insurance. I had to pay rent if I didn't go to college. I paid rent in my own parents' household. I didn't get a phone. I mean, everything that I had to pay for. Now, my parents were, I had a housekeeper who would clean my room. I didn't have to do laundry. There were definitely, I mean, listen, saying that I had it rough is crazy, but, we weren't super wealthy, but my parents wanted to teach me, hey, you've got to pay your own fair share. I have friends who have 30-year-old kids who are still on their phone plan. There's comes a certain point in time when you got to cut that shit loose. I mean, I still share my parents' Prime account, but they share my Netflix account. It is what it is, but I think Netflix is doing it right, and I think the bitching and complaining is coming from people like me who are cheap. And yeah, Brandon, my password is douche. Okay, I'm gonna start in on this. Let's look at SPY. Maybe I should just wait 5 minutes for the current candle to open up. Yeah. So, and this was a great, and I won't share this on the podcast, but I'll share this on this. Longangle.com. It's my high net worth group, and it's super wealthy people. I am one of the poor people. I am considered the slums of Long Angle. Fantastic group of people. I mean, just when I look at the philanthropy in that group that they publish, people kind of talk about how much they give to charity and stuff. And it's a super private group. I mean, make no mistake, there is a reason it's super private. And I won't share too much, but there was a woman on the call yesterday with Bill Perkins who basically outlined that she was in foster care as a kid, and she had a rough upbringing, but she's in that group because she learned investing from one of her foster families, and she learned investing at a super young age, like 15 or 16. She just became enthralled with it, and she said, "I wouldn't be where I am today if it wasn't for my investments." And she, works a 9-to-5 job. She's not crazy, but she started investing and, made some good choices in life. So she's in that group. And I just thought, there's a woman who didn't have her parents paying for her cell phone until she was 30 years old. NVDY. Oh, yeah, you did mention NVDY. This is the NVIDIA options. Is it 2 times? Let me Google. Yield Max Option Income Strategy ETF. Let me look at the prospectus. I think I have ad blocker on, so they're not going to show me a bunch of stuff on Bloomberg. Here we go. Summary. Option Income Strategy ETF is an exchange-traded fund launched and managed by Teresco, co-managed by Zenga. The fund invests in public equities through derivatives and stock of companies. The investment seeks current income. The second investment objective is to seek. This is down. Huh. Wow. It underperforms the S&P. I mean, you're better off just buying the S&P, it looks like. Long run, 202% versus a 10-year. So my guess is, it provides you a payout at the end of the month. Holdings. Ratings, no ratings. Momentum. Let's see. Doesn't pay. So it doesn't pay out. So it just launched. That's why I don't see candles and stuff. you got to be careful with these new ones that have newer strategies. It's kind of like, how UVIXY and SVIXY have been broken. That's kind of newer strategies sometimes break. And while they say that's the objective, blah, blah, blah. Here we go. Markets open. Look at the gap. Okay, so now I'm going to start the podcast. If you're new here, just make sure you're subscribed. Make sure you hit that thumbs up button. I'm going to hit start now and do my podcast. Okay. Good morning. It is Thursday, May 25th, the day after D-Day. I will obviously talk about NVIDIA. If you didn't tune into the live broadcast on YouTube, if you didn't listen early in the day yesterday, you missed it. Your boy called it. It's second day in a row. First day I called PAN-W, Palo Alto Networks. Nice move. Great return. Great company. It sticks with the thought process. Good company with good earnings, with good management, with good products. If they hit a certain level, they're going back to that level. NVIDIA, same thing. We'll talk about it a little bit. But if you didn't tune in, you probably missed out. So at some point, I'll do a video as to how I view using my podcast. Obviously, I think I teach a lot. But there are certain times and things where you do want to be, if I'm pounding the table over and over and the title is the same thing, you probably want to take a watch in that one. So hopefully a bunch of you got in. I know quite a few of you did. I personally, there were 10 lots that I wanted to buy. And when I say lots, I just mean that, I was dollar cost averaging in. I wanted under $300. So the first lot that I bought was live on YouTube. Second lot that I bought, I think I may have bought it on live on YouTube, but I dollar cost averaged in. I think I got $298, $299, and maybe $299 again. My total holdings that I had identified what I want to put into NVIDIA was 10 lots about. So I only got about 30% of what I want to own. So I missed out. But do not, I'll go over this. It's not too late to, you didn't miss out. You missed out on a lot, but it's not like you missed out on everything. So I'll go over my thoughts on NVIDIA about that and stuff. But just realize I do think that there's a way to listen to my podcast, understand things, learn. But when you see you don't even have to listen. Just look at the titles that I put up. And that'll kind of tell you which stocks that I think are going to move. But wanted to start out with, I had a great Zoom call with a guy named Bill Perkins. And he wrote a book called Die with Zero. Guy is amazing. My guess is, and I just looked it up on the internet, his net worth is somewhere around 120 to $300 million. He doesn't make it public, but he was talking about having $1 million in safes all around the world and having, $10 million in cash and blah, blah, blah. I mean, it was a great call, but super inspiring. Some of the things that he talked about, I think listeners can actually gain from. So my project for you is go to ChatGPT and say, summarize the book, Die with Zero by Bill Perkins. Read it. If the philosophy is something that you think you'd like, read the book. Again, it's Bill Perkins, Die with Zero. That's what I did. I actually wound up going to ChatGPT rather than reading the book. I think I may read the book later. He was that inspiring. But essentially, Die with Zero is, you spend your entire life accumulating money. Well, what do you do with all of that money? When do you start drawing down? When do you start, quote unquote, having fun? And one of the things that he stuck with me is A lot of people within my age range say, my parents, I wish they would do stuff. And he was talking about how his mother's 80th birthday came up and they had to kidnap her to take her on a vacation to Ireland. Now, mind you, it was a first-class vacation, flew private, the whole thing, and they still had to take her out of her house to do that. And he said, if you think you will not be your parents when you get older, think again. Genetics are super strong. You will probably be the exact same person doing the exact same thing. And if you think your life at retirement is going to be a Carnival Cruise Line ad every day of your life, you better make a lot of freaking money if that's the case. So, you got to plan these things. And he said a lot of people, work 40 years and then they say, well, for the next 20, I'm going to have fun. Well, for the last freaking 40, didn't look like you had too much fun working. So what do you think is going to change about your life? And that's when people kind of the eye-opening stuff. And I think I've talked about it on my Fire podcast before about how you have to plan and retirement isn't all that change of life is difficult. So again, Bill Perkins died with zero. But let's go into some of the earnings. The first one I want to talk about before we get into NVIDIA is Snowflake. Your boy owns Snowflake. Snowflake is down 15%. 150 looks like a support level for this one. 150 is right here on the charts. I think this one, when it goes under 150, I think you buy it. I think when it goes over 150, you look to sell it. I was looking at 180, but it looks like 180 is probably a resistance level, not necessarily a support level. Remember, when this one IPO'd, and we'll go back all the way here, I'll pull it back to its IPO. I think I can do this on the 4-hour. There are gaps above this. There are gaps below this, but I think that the gap below it is probably slightly strong. So I would probably, if I'm going to add to it, I'm probably adding to this. They brought up AI a shit ton on their call. It is clear and obvious they are hyping this one up. This was I think it went to $400. Let's look at the weekly because it's a relatively new stock. Yeah, here. This candle right here went to $429. Just realize it didn't deserve that whatsoever. You're not getting to 429 in the next 6 months at all. This isn't NVIDIA that has earnings. This is a super expensive stock. Super expensive. You look at the PE, which they're not making money, but the forward PE is 175. They have to grow into that. Well, they announced a bit of a slowdown. They didn't quite make it to 200. They got killed on the earnings. It should go back. They missed on revenues. They beat big on earnings per share, but their product guidance was below what they had mentioned before. They mentioned AI a bunch. Remember, there's a subscription model in this where it kind of, part of their allure is, hey, we're going to charge you as you use more data kind of stuff. So I just don't know that, you're going to get your money back this year. But if you use that 150, I think you've got enough of a support here that it's good. My goal, I think my average purchase price, I've been dollar cost averaging. I think I'm near 180 because I've dollar cost averaged down. And again, I'm going to add at 150. I just think it's a good enough company that you could do it. This is a choice between I chose the loser, Palantir was the winner. And I think if you're starting a position and you just want long-term, I think Palantir is probably your best bet in the short term. Meaning that I think that $12 stock in Palantir goes to $20. They announced that they may actually be making money in the next 6 to 8 months. So I think this one, that's where you saw the pop. Kathy Woods added to hers, I think at 10. You're at 1274 right now. You're up 5%. I would, if the RSI is a little high, I don't know that I'd add here, but if you get down in the $11 range, I think you can absolutely 100% add to it. Snowflake, I think in the 150s, I think you absolutely, look to add it. I don't think you're getting back to that 400. Again, there's a bunch of factors. I say a good company with good management, with good products and good profit. That's where you want to be. The profit on Snowflake and Palantir isn't there, but I do think the other three are absolutely there. So let's talk about NVIDIA. And I wanted to wait until the market opened up so that you could see the current candle on NVIDIA. And it's already pulling back. You got to $400 in pre-market. Right now it's at $370, $369. Could you get it? If you get the chance to buy this at $350, take it. Add to your position at $350. I don't know that you're going to get it, but we always talk about how gaps are very, very kind of almost magnetized. This closed at 305 yesterday. So you're down here yesterday at 305, right where that kind of yellow line is. Right now, the low is 366, and it's rising again. You're going to have an enormous gap. Will it come down to that 305? I don't think so. Here's what you have to know. Revenue estimate for yesterday, NVIDIA, $6.5 billion. Revenue actual, $7.2 billion. That's enormous for a company this size. That is an enormous increase for a quarter. Estimate adjusted earnings per share, 92 cents. Actual, $1.09. Crazy gap there. Estimate for gaming, $1.9 billion. Actual, $2.2 billion. Here's the one that I thought was the biggest. The estimate for data center, $3.9 billion. The estimate for the actual for data center, $4.2 billion. $300 million difference between the estimate and the actual. That's enormous because AMD and the other data center chip makers, they actually announced that there was some weakness. So the thought was NVIDIA was going to have weakness. Well, where'd it go? It went to NVIDIA. So make no mistake about it. NVIDIA is a $400 stock before the end of the year. It hit $400 in pre-market. It will hit $400 again. A company with good management, with good products, with good earnings, it's going to get back to that price. So if we go back and we're going to take a look at a weekly of NVIDIA just to see where the top is. I think it was yesterday I said, here's the top, and it was about $400. No. It's at $350. So the top was $350. You shot past it today. So you're in all-time high range. Do you take profits? What do you do with this? I identified $350 as my target. So I'm kind of a little bit torn. I'm in again, I only got 30% of what I want. The problem that I have is that I bought it in a brokerage account. I was trying to decide, okay, do I want it in brokerage? Do I want it in my Roth? Do I want it in my IRA? Do I want it in my HSA? I've got some tax, because I bought it in brokerage, I've got some tax implications. If I was in an IRA or I didn't have a tax situation, I'd probably put the sale price in at $390. I probably would have sold it in pre-market, to be honest with you. At $390, $395, somewhere in that neighborhood. But it's just, again, it's flown up. You look at this weekly chart. I mean, this is December where it was trading at 144. You've more than doubled your money at this point just from January. And you're not even 6 months in. You're only 5 months into the year. So in my mind, I think you should, if there's no tax implications, take a little bit off the table. I disagree with Kramer in that this is a never sell stock like Apple is. I think Apple, you just don't know when to get back in. I think with NVIDIA, with that gap that you're going to see today, you do know when to get back in. I think 350s is when you get back in. Even if you sold at 378 right now, I think when this hype dies down, you come back to those 350s. I don't think you'll get this in the 200s again. Unless for some reason, maybe China invades Taiwan. Maybe there's a shutdown of NVIDIA where they can't sell chips to China. Maybe something happens. I just don't see you at 300 again. It's too good of a quarter for them to do that. And the other thing is, look at the other stocks. Taiwan Semiconductor I have in our core portfolio. It's up 8%. It's at $98. Remember when this one was in the 70s? The low 80s, just like a week or so ago? This one has gaps all over the place. It will come back down here to the 80s. 100% it will come back down here to the 80s. May 10th, it was at $83. I said, maybe it's lost its Buffett magic, blah, blah, blah. But you know what? You know who manufactures all these chips? Taiwan Semiconductor. And you know where they are? They're in Taiwan. So there could be a problem. But Taiwan Semi, I wouldn't buy it today. I would wait for it to come back to its 200-day around 88. But are you getting this in the 80s again? That's kind of a toss-up. They're going to make these chips. They make the Apple chips. They make the NVIDIA chips. I mean, they're the ones that do it. Intel isn't doing it. Intel doesn't have the technology and the foundries to do it. So NVIDIA also lifted up all AI stocks. And I want to make this point with one stock in particular, but you can see Google. Google is up to 2% right now. I think they were up as much as 3%. But Google, you're still in that 4-hour algorithm. So it's not one that you get, you kind of dump, just hold on to it. Microsoft is up 2%. This is all NVIDIA. AMD, which I don't think is in the core portfolio. No, I don't have it in the core portfolio, but I do own this. I think I own it at about an $80 price target. I want to say, no, I'm sorry. It's 90, 92, 91, somewhere in that neighborhood where I kind of have the average. It's up at 116. This one is up 7.47% in pre-market. In the market. Now, the one that I want to point out, and the reason I know this NVIDIA is all AI stocks, is the symbol AI. We talked about AI back here, May 1st. You can see these gaps back here around April. This was when a quote-unquote Hindenburg, and the company's, it's not even a quote, it's a company called Hindenburg. If you want to Google it, just do Hindenburg C3 AI, and you'll see the report. They called them an absolute fraud. And anybody that's watched the CEO of AI, C3 AI, knows that I think he is a fraud. I mean, I just don't think the guy knows a lot about AI, but they do have a company. It is worth a lot of money. I don't think that they're making money, but let's see. No, they're not making money, but it's a $3 billion market cap. Their income, they lost $262 million. They only had $266 million in sales. So they're spending a tremendous amount of money. But the Hindenburg research said, yeah, it's crap. The company's fake. They're doing all kinds of accounting stuff. Boom, down here at 18. That's where you got to buy at 18. Now, if you bought at 18, fantastic play, fantastic buy. I said, I don't know, it just worries me. The CEO just doesn't seem to know what he's talking about. So, this is how I know NVIDIA is lifting all AI. It is up 5% today. There is no reason for this to go from 18 to 30 other than the AI bubble. You are still in the AI bubble. That is why I'm holding on to my NVIDIA stock, is because you only get rid of your NVIDIA stock when the bubble's over, because NVIDIA is leading this charge. So NVDL, we talked about NVDS and NVDL. NVDL, the long, you can see, huge gap. This one is up 35%, whereas NVIDIA is up 23%. This is the long one. It's up 35%. This one, I would absolutely get out anywhere in the 70s. Get out because it's going back to the 60s. If you want to buy this one, it's a 1.5 times NVIDIA daily ETF. So you can absolutely trade this one. If you got into it, kudos for you. One thing I will be posting in the private Facebook group is, and I'll post it probably on Twitter and Instagram too. I was taking a look when I was buying NVIDIA yesterday at some of my stock mixes. I was rather shocked. I am 92% invested, which means I have 8% cash sitting on the sidelines. And if you don't know, Fidelity allows you to put your money into bond indexes, and you use it like cash. but it gets a 4.7 to 4.9% yielding, 7-day yield. So I'm okay being 8%. Typically, I'm 95% invested, but 92% I'm okay with because I'm getting 4.2 to 4.7% guaranteed. And it's no risk because it's just sitting there. But my sectors are what shocked me. So information technology, 72%. Consumer discretionary, 13%. Now, consumer discretionary, if not for the home builders, if not for Amazon gaining and a couple of other stocks, yeah, consumer discretionary would be down. Communication services, 7%. If you ever looked at boxes where you got the market cap on the left, small, medium, and large, and then you got valuation on the bottom, value, blend, and growth, typically you want to be kind of in the middle. I am 86% up to the right, which is large growth cap. So those are two ones that I want to post so that you guys can see the way I'm invested. It is the way I've been invested for 20 years. It has worked. I don't know that it will work in the future. It hurt me last year. It hurt me hard last year. So I've moved more towards the blend. Prior to me rebalancing some things last year, I was significantly further to the right, more in growth. But I have moved over to the blend side. It's right on the line, and I'll post those pictures for you so you can see. American Eagle Outfitters, I talked about this one. I said, hey, with Abercrombie and Fitch and some of the other clothing manufacturers blowing it out yesterday with 30% pre-market gains, this one may be an opportunity. They just suck. American Eagle Outfitters sucks. I mean, I talked about 40-year-olds with 18-year-old girlfriends driving around in Mercedes in convertibles and stuff yesterday. American Eagle Outfitters, you're not even going through a midlife crisis if you get that. You're just a poor teenager, it turns out. So American Eagle Outfitters out the door. If you want, I think American Eagle Outfitters does come back up from this $10 range up to probably the $12 range once everything's ironed out. But it's just probably too risky. I mean, you look, 37 cents per share back in March to 17 cents per share. More than likely, and remember, it's a clothing brand. So clothing brands go by fads. People probably hate American Eagle Outfitters. So realm, good product. They may just not have a good product. They may have great management. They may have good earnings, but they may just not have a good product. So in my personal opinion today is Costco is going to be the differentiator. If Costco comes out with weak earnings, I think you may see some of this market. Again, we're in an AI bubble, but I think you see some of this market take a tumble. I'm seeing Devon Energy down 1.75 to $48. I think you're seeing some of the numbers here indicate that the Fed's going to have to move again. I'll talk about that in a little bit. But Costco will be the key for consumer stocks. If we get a good Costco read today, we've had the NVDA for the tech earnings, and then you get a debt ceiling deal sometime this weekend, I think Tuesday you see we're off to the races. You're going from 420 on SPY, you're going up to 470. I just see that kind of, and it's not going to be overnight, but I think you continue that slide, climb up. But Costco, make no mistake about it, if you see Costco with downed earnings, if you see Costco say anything about a weak consumer, I think that brings this market down even more. Now, SPY, I've always talked about the weekly kind of being in this upward trajectory, and it's bounced off this 420. Right now, you're at 412. You're up 0.41%. It's a red candle, and it really doesn't have a ton of confirmation. You're just stuck in this trading range, and the trading range right now is between 410 and 420. At 410, if we break that point, I think you're going down to 400 on SPY. Jobless, and when I talk about the economy, jobless claims came in less than expected. Continuing claims were down less than expected, and they revised GDP up Both of those mean that the job market is strong and that the economy is strong. So in the past year, we've seen this. What does that mean? That usually means that the Fed will raise rates. Well, right now, the market is pricing in no raised rate in June. The Fed minutes came out yesterday, and the Fed governors were totally mixed about what to do. Should they raise? Should they hold? Should they pause? They were totally mixed. You will see a mixed Fed governor meeting this time too. And it's even murkier because, again, all of the indicators are telling them that the economy is strong and that the consumer is strong. If that's the case, maybe they need to raise again and shock the market. And I think you see it go back to 400 on SPY at that point. But again, we just don't know. You're going to have to wait. You're going to have to read the tea leaves. Just know if you do have risky stocks, in my mind, if you have the Palantirs, if you have things like that, and you have big gains, and you're in a tax position where you can sell without a tax event, a negative tax event. And I say a negative tax event, meaning that you're going to pay short-term taxes instead of long-term capital gains. I think you look at trimming some of those. So that's just my thing. In looking at Finviz, I always look to the bottom right of the homepage to see the insider buys. And David Nanis of EVgo bought $6 million worth. Let's scroll down to the insider transactions here. 26 million shares, $25 million worth of EVgo. EVgo is not making money. You can see here a bunch of people back in August. There were some, nothing super sizable, but $500,000, 400,000, blah, blah, blah. They were selling at 11 and 12. Well, where's the stock today? It's at $3.93. He spent $25 million buying at $4.25. You're at $3.93. Let's look at EVgo at the chart. I don't think it has a buy signal yet. It is significantly down. Again, this is a $11 stock. Look at this. Now, what I want you to do is read up on the earnings, because the earnings went from losing 6 cents a share to losing 18 cents a share. This dude may have $500 million, so $25 million is like buying $25 worth of gas for him. But you do have this gap up here between 429 and 460. So at 392, it's up 1.3%. If you look, here's the killer. The target price is $8.32. May 17th, Stifel put in a buy with a price target of $9. I want you to read up about the earnings before you go into this. I don't know enough. Year to date, this is down 12%. Performance for 1 year down 54%. There is nothing positive about this whatsoever. We don't know how much cash they have on hand. It's not listed. Their sales, $72 million. Their income, they lost $26 million. They only have a $1 billion market cap. They're shorted 32%. It could get into a short squeeze. That guy owning all of that stock, he ain't selling. He ain't selling. It's 6 million shares. How much do they have floated? 68 million shares. So 71 million shares are outstanding. 68 million are out there in the open selling. I think the company just holds on to 3 million. So interesting. I found that one super interesting. Chatty from Facebook. She wanted me to look. What do you think of PMETF? Let me see. She wrote, a coworker of mine introduced me to this stock given all the focus on EV batteries and the lithium that goes into them. Would this be a decent buy? Trading close to its 52-week high. I didn't know anything about this. I still don't know too much, so I'll look at it with you. I don't think that they're making money, but if we look at I'll start with a weekly just to take a look at the long term. So it looks like it IPO'd back here around August, around the 372 range. $3.50, somewhere around there. It went all the way down to, it looks like about 17 cents a share in May of 2020. That's COVID. It starts picking up. You've got some gaps up here around 60 cents, which probably won't get back. it has been on a bull run ever since. And that 200-day, the 50-day, the 9-day, the 21, they're all moving up. Your Bollinger Bands are cinching up, which, typically when the Bollinger Bands are cinching up, you can't really tell it on the weekly. But when they cinch up, it's going to either go higher or lower based on where it's at right now. My guess is it would be higher just because it has not gone lower too many times. Its RSI is at 68. Remember, RSI at 70 means there's too many buyers and sellers have to show up. So people will start selling. The MACD is up there. If we look at the 4-hour algorithm on this, I think there was a buy here at $8 when I first looked at it. $9.50. $9.50 was the buy. You're still in. It is a bit extended in my mind. You've got a couple of gaps around $10, around $11, which it could come back to fill. Your 200-day is positive. I mean, when it gets to that 200-day on this stock, if you get to the 200-day down to $9.30, buy it all day long. PMET. PMETF. Hold on. PMETF. It's even hard to type in that symbol. What? PMETF. There we go. I can't find it on FinViz. I thought I found it on FinViz. PMETF. No, I guess it's not on FinViz. Let me see. Let me see where it trades. Is it an over-the-counter one? No, on the NASDAQ. Yeah. Oh, it's over-the-counter, NASDAQ. So I think it's over-the-counter. I don't know. Let's see. You can look up news on Yahoo about it. I don't know why FinViz doesn't have it. That's an interesting one. PMETF. I'm typing in the symbol right. Read up on the news and stuff. I don't know too much about it. Strike length of CVS. Earnings per share, they're losing 1 cent per share. Opened at $12. It previously closed at $12.69. So it is down. It's at $12.23. It's down about 4% today. They don't have a dividend. Here's what you have to know about this. It looks like, let me look it up in Active Trader Pro. Because what I'm worried about, So here's what you really have to know about this. PMETF, Chatty. Your average 10-day volume is 32,000 shares. Your average 90-day is 61,000 shares. You're trading at $11.90 right now. This is a super small cap. This is micro cap. It is trading next to nothing. So when you get in, you're going to have to trade. It's going to be tough for your brokerage to actually sync this up to a buyer and seller. So it's going to take a while to actually get rid of it. I would probably hold off. I don't know that I'd necessarily get into this one. I don't know enough about it. Patriot Battery Metals. It's just, for me, again, I'm in large cap growth. It's probably just too small for me. Sam from Facebook, would you mind taking a look at Lux Urban Hotels, LUXH? Might not be a terrible play for the summer months. LUXH. Let's look at this one. Great 6 month. $1.80 was the buy here in February. The volume shelf levels look like they're expanding out around $3. You're at $3.50. Let's see. LUXH. Here's the way I see it. You're not making money. Your forward PE is $6.37. Your sales, $54 million. You've lost $13 million in the last quarter. It's small, if not smaller. I think you might be on the right track that, hey, hotels might get booked up. I think it's just too small for me. I mean, I'm seeing the buys, insider buys at $3.54, $3.60. The average price target is $8.50, and you're trading at $3.63. Nobody's really covering it because it's small. You're 20% above your SMA, your 20-day SMA. Here's the way I look at small caps. Do I know enough about them? Is there, they swing huge. Specifically, a hotel with $98 million that's losing $13 million in income. Do I think that all of a sudden they're going to start making a profit? What makes me think that? I mean, that would be where I would go. Year to date, they're up 113%. 6 months, they're up 143%. Probably a good trade in my mind. And again, remember, I'm a tech investor. So Lux Hotels, I just don't know enough about. Does it interest me? Nah. You know why? Because what's driving this market? Artificial intelligence. If for some reason Lux Hotel says, you know what, we developed an AI app for hotels, that would interest me. Other than that, Sam, I'm like, it's run a bunch. Even though the price target is $8.50, I could be completely wrong. I've never stayed in one of these hotels. I don't know anything about it. So I would say, for me, I'm staying away. Netflix, I wanted to reiterate this. Netflix, they're starting their crackdown on passwords. They are down 1% in pre-market. In the actual market today, 1%. It's a green candle. It opened up at 359. It's trading at 360, so it's not really holding on to gains. It is overextended on the RSI at 59. You have no rush to buy this. I think if this gets back into the 340 range, there's a gap between 340 and 345. I think if this gets into the gap at 340, I think if you get a 3-4 handle on this one, you absolutely could buy it. I think they have enough gaming. I think they have enough content. Here's what you have to know. They're cracking down on passwords. For every one paid household, they have 5 additional users. If they just get one of those users, it's 20% increase. I think they have opportunity there. I want to pound the table on this one. I have not entered it. I will probably wait too long, just like I did for NVIDIA, to get into it. But I think you have an absolute opportunity. And the reason I think you have an opportunity is this weekly chart here. You're, again, good companies with good products, with good management, with good earnings, tend to go back to their price. This was a $700 stock back here in November. You're at $359. I think if you get to that $340 price, I think you could buy it, thinking that maybe on the weekly, we get to $407. If you look at Netflix, and I'll tell you, it's going to be tough for Netflix. Their average target price is $361. So you're buying into strength here. But here's what I see. I see Netflix going after the passwords, increasing their actual revenue. They might not increase users because, again, you can add on family plans and blah, blah, blah. But they'll add to their revenue. They're also going to be saving money. And the reason they're going to be saving money is probably a reason that you don't want, but the writer's strike. They're spending less money. So they're going to spend less money, but they're also going to make more money. Typically, that's what drives a stock up. Now, what you want to hope for is that they do not, and absolutely do not, have a mass exodus where people just leave Netflix. In my mind, I think people need something to watch, and I think Netflix is the leader. It's the only streaming service that people will have, and people have listed. It's the only one that's making money. If people leave this, they'll go to another streaming service. So maybe it's WBD, maybe it's PARA, and you can see gains in those. But I just think Netflix, as the key leader, has something that others don't. And Netflix, by the way, it's definitely by far, technically, the absolute best technology that I have on streaming. Just my personal opinion. Okay, scans. First one that came up is one that I absolutely love. It's UNH. Your boy is holding this at 485. It has a trigger at 481. It has a descending wedge. It covered this gap down to 475. I don't see this one going way lower. It could get to 460s, but I just think they will absolutely continue between this 480 and 500. I stick with the 500 price point. I think that's good. KOLD. There still seems to be some weakness in natural gas, and KOLD is the play on that. 65.57 is where it's traded. It's at 66.58. FAZ. This is a triple levered bear, 3 times bear on the financials, indicating to me we may still have some banking issues, but because a bear, remember, it's 3 times levered. So when the bank stocks go down, this goes up. 22.69 is the buy on that one. HIBS, which I think is the mid cap. It is now S&P 500. It is the bear 3 times S&P 500. $5.53. You're trading at $5.38. May have just been a negative. You might be in for a loss on this one. Remember, these triple levered ETFs, they're tough to trade on a 4-hour. I would rather see you trade them on the 65-minute algorithm. But SQQQ, another triple levered one, got to buy here at $26.98. There is no way with NVIDIA up as much as it is. This one's down at $25.36. So TQQQ probably was the buy. SMDD, that's the final one that we have. This is the mid cap 400. It is triple levered. It has a trigger at 2180. You're trading at 2192. So any questions, hit me up. If you're paying more than $25 for your cell phone service, down below there's a link for Visible that saves you $20 off your first month. So your first month is $5 because you're only paying $25. It is unlimited. It is on the Verizon network. It is the service that I personally use. So I love it. If you're paying anything more than $25, you're out of your mind. Sign up below. Other thing is TrendSpider. I probably should have led off the show with this. It is still 50% off. So if you use the link down below, you'll not only get my algorithms, you'll get the watch list, and you'll get the scans that I use every day. So my preference for anybody is if you have anything more than $5,000 that you're actually trading, I think TrendSpider would help you. It is just under $400, so I don't think spending 10% of your actual portfolio, I think you can make that back with $5,000 in no time using TrendSpider. Remember, TrendSpider doesn't guarantee you a win. It's just another tool, and it's a paid tool. It takes emotion out of the trade. The other thing that it does is if you have a full-time freaking job, you can't sit there and watch charts. So you can get texts and email if you set up these strategies. Just text and email. And so when it texts you, you'll get that text. I love it. I get texts on the 4-hour algorithm. You get them at 12:30 in the afternoon, and you get them at 4 o'clock. The 12:30 text, usually during everybody's lunchtime, you can pull out your phone and trade if you want. So I do like it. The link down below, it's DSP25. It saves you 25%, but if you just go to that link, you're going to save 50% through the weekend. So any questions, there is a link tree down below. If you made money and you had NVIDIA, throw your boy a bit of money. Let's see. NVIDIA is back at 380. It went down to 360s. Let's see. The current candle, 366 was the low. It got down there. I think it's a $400 stock by the end of the year. So I don't think any time that you buy this, I think the AI hype is real. The train is on there. You should be on it. If for some reason you're investing in small caps and you're investing in crazy little stuff, don't. The AI train is still going. And it will still go until further notice. So that's my advice. Hit me up down below with anything. The link tree has all of the links to my Cash App, my PayPal, my Venmo, whatever you want to use. And it also has a link tree for YouTube. If you're not subscribed, subscribe. I do this every morning. I give you ideas, give you alerts. I've done really well with Palo Alto Networks and NVIDIA the past 2 days. There are plenty of losers that I also do. You're not going to win 100% of the time. I don't care who you are. But again, I'll post in the private Facebook group those charts that I said about my stock analysis, my personal portfolio. And if you have any questions, hit me up. Okay, that's it. I will talk to you tomorrow. Okay. Boom, 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 boom. SMMT is running. Man, that was a good. That's why I think EVgo might be good, by the way. Remember, that's how we found SMMT. Let's see. Let me pull up SMMT. Because I think we got it. You guys got into that in about $1.50. I did not get into this one. That's $1.48 it triggered us. It did trigger out with a 6% gain. You could have gotten out up here at $2. It's down 2.38%. It's had a big period, 4% it swung today. SMCI, let me look at unfriendly fire. Super microcomputer. It's got a gap up today. If you got in at 105, kudos, because you're at 195 right now. You're up 20%. Let me see the fundamentals on this one. This is pretty much AI, I would think. Yeah, technology, computer hardware. Their PE, not crazy at 15. Market cap is $8 billion, so it's a smaller company. Let me see what they do. Together with this, develops and manufactures high-performance server and storage solutions based on modular. Its solutions range from complete server storage systems, modular blade servers. I know nothing about this stuff, but it's part of the AI hype. Let's see. April 6th, downgraded. $65 price target. Wow. So your average price target is $128, and you're trading at $197. I mean, nobody covers it. But that's a gap that I don't know that I want to take. So unfriendly fire, if you're in on this one, I'd start taking some profits. That's just me. But I would start taking some profits. The other thing that worries me about this is Ruth Gordon, trading chat room. They're all advertising pump and dump. Yeah, I mean, if you're in on this one, kudos. I mean, that's a great. It's up 16% today. And I don't know. My assumption is that it's NVIDIA. But the RSI is at 88, dude. 88. That's expensive. I'd take the profit and run. That's my personal opinion. An alternative to NVIDIA AI chip. Yeah, today is not going the day to get in. GSIT, let's see. And listen, I'm nice chart. The only reason I think it's pump and dump is because look at the volume. I mean, the volume level, and it's losing 16 cents. That's the only thing, Chris. That volume level worries me because you've had this rise up here right before earnings, and the volumes. I mean, it's called divergence. The volume's trending down, but the stock price is trending up. Why? The MACD crossed down. The RSI is at 58 in no man's land. I think if you know something about the actual company, I don't know anything about the company. I just know here they're not making money. It's $125 million market cap. So it is a super micro company. They're losing $16 million a quarter. They have a cash on hand of $1.45 a share. They have $18 million, 18 million shares. Or I'm sorry, 24 million shares. If they have 24 million shares out there, but they're losing $16 million, or they have $24 million, say $30 million, but they're losing $16 million, they're going to have to dilute you. because they're going to have to raise more money. October, I mean, this is 2011. Nobody's covered this stock anytime recently. No insider sales. So Chris, I don't know anything about the technology. I don't know anything about anything, but multiple bottoms here at $1.45. My guess is take the money and run. They don't have an average target price because nobody covers it. But their gross margin is 59%. It's just they're not making, price to sales. They're spending $4 for every dollar in sales that they have. So that would be my issue with it. And I think I did SMCI. I'd get out. SMCI, if you're in that one, kudos to you. I just don't see anything interesting about going double what it's currently selling for. And the same kind of thing, I mean, you can see here, right after the earnings came out, I mean, it was all volume. Look at that volume level. And then you've just trended down. Today, you've got a lot of volume out there. It's a red candle. It went all the way to 213. It opened at 196, trading at 194 now. Yeah, and Chris, I just don't know. I mean, Chris and Unfriendly Fire, I just don't know enough about these companies. I do think that you could trade it. Absolutely. 65-minute algorithm here. Let's run this. This is the one that I like. Even the 65-minute algorithm, because this stock has run up so much, doesn't get you anything. But you're in at 164. If you bought right before this pump, you're in at 164. It's a great trade. And you could have sold at 200. IQ. What's IQ? Just from the chart, I think you're throwing your money away. Your RSI is down at 29. That has meant nothing because it's not like you've gotten a pump up from the RSI being down. The MACD is super low. 464, it looks like, was the buy. You're down 3% today. IQ, they have a market cap of $4 billion, so it's a rather small company. It's from China. They're not making money. They're losing $19 million. Their forward PE is 10, so it's not crazy. Average price target is $8, and you're trading at $4.51. Upgrade, they raise it to $8, $10. I mean, it's got current coverage where it's got some good news, good coverage where it's like $8, $9. No insider sales. It's an online video, online games. I mean, here's the thing. China limits their kids to 3 or 4 hours a week of online entertainment. Why do you want to buy into a company where, its main target base is limited to how long they can play? That would be my question, Varun. And the other question is this participating in the AI bubble? Because make no mistake, that AI bubble right now is so strong, super strong. Yeah, here's the volume levels, by the way, of that PM ETF. That one's a tough one just because there are so many people that will come when you say you trade stocks, and they'll pick out of the woodworks this stock that trades like 4,000 shares a day. And you're, well, what do you think of this? Well, I don't know. I mean, it trades 4,000 shares a day. Am I supposed to know about that? The chart looks good. But am I, throwing my money into something that's not necessarily AI on a day or a week where the AI bubble is just going nuts? I just think that, and again, this is coming from a guy who the market cap is large growth. That's where I spend my days. Large growth. Yeah, but Varun, online gaming market in China. Is it growing? It's capped. They don't allow their kids to play more than like 3-4 hours a day. So that's where I would worry about getting into. Do I think that it's something that will go up? Lord knows. If I knew everything that was going to go up, dude, I'd be way richer than I am right now. In fact, I wrote off $130,000 of losses last year. Rule number 1, do not listen to a douche on the internet. But seriously, I mean, I write off a ton of losses. If you win 50% of the time with the investments that you make, you're ahead of the game. It's it's more about your lot size and how much you put in and things of that sort. Yeah, I think investing in an American company is investing in an American company that actually is audited is your first step. Investing in something that's not capped or has an AI. I mean, shit, imagine if DraftKings comes out and said, we're giving our bettors an advantage because we're integrating AI into our suggested bets. Boom. $50 stock again. I mean, that's how strong that AI bubble is. It's crazy how strong it is. I don't think I can put pictures in here. So, let's post in Facebook. I'm going to post. No. So, Sherry, what I did, I probably said it wrong, but I didn't write off $120,000 in losses. I actually wound up taking gains to even it out. So I got to zero. I paid no taxes. You can only take $3,000 a year with the tax rollover. So I probably said it a little bit wrong. My apologies. Let's see. Copy. Oh, let's do this. We're going to. Copy. We're going to paste. Oh, come on. Oh, I think I have to save them. Let's see. Do I have these now? Let's see. Save. Q-tip, just the tip. $3,000 is just the tip. Yeah. It was tax loss harvesting that I essentially, I think it was one. And save. Oh, let's see. Boom, save. SS2. Okay, and we're going to boom. Oh, let's see. Boom. Why do I do this? Oh, there we go. Stay on page. Whatever. Screenshot 2. Man, it's already 10:30. going to share this to the group. Share to group. Boom. Roasted. Okay. Bum, 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 bum. I gotta go back to my episode here. Save episode. Okay, who's got questions? Concerns? Ideas? I gotta do a bunch of copy and pasting, which sucks. But NVDL, I actually didn't go over much, but it's still 40 minutes of me randomly talking, which I was told yesterday. Who listens to you? Yeah, KOLD had that cross up. Oh, really? BMR. Hold on, I gotta look up BMR. Let me upload this real quick. That's interesting. Copy. Paste. Okay, we're gonna call this NVIDIA 400. Where's NVIDIA trading right now? 381. Um, 5, 25, 23. Market update. Publish now. Okay. Close that. We'll keep that open. Okay, let me bring you back over. BMR claiming they can capture images through walls. Huh. And look at the hype train on this. Oh my God. I mean, look at that volume right there. Let's see. They're in FinViz. $331 million market cap. They're losing $1 million. So they're not spending a ton of money. It's software. It's not covered. I don't see it showcasing integration with BMR Caber. Provides video encoding, transcoding, and optimization solutions in the United States, Israel, and internationally. Offers suite of video compression software and coder solutions. It's another small cap one. It looks like it's a compression company, not necessarily an image company. So I don't know where that came from, Ape Loves. Who is... Oh, those guys are parked over there. I thought the process server was here again. Ape, I don't know where that came from, the BMR. See-through walls. I don't see it on the news. I don't think you're making it up, but kudos, man. If that's just it, if you can find it, post the link to it. But I don't see it. The great news is, listen, it had a $2.29. We're gonna go to the 4-hour to see if we can see anything on this. It got you in way back here to $1.40. If you got in at $1.48 and you listen to it, I mean, you're at 603 from the algorithm. The algorithm blows it away. I mean, this 4-hour algorithm over 3 months, because that's all that BMR has done, you've made 21% just with 2 trades. Just with 2 trades. Meanwhile, you've lost 46%. And that's just taking this. You've made much more than that. 21% loss on this first one from $1.89. But you don't even have a 200-day moving average. Shipping is horrible, Chris. You know, let me see if home. Let's look at the screener in FinViz. I gotta upload the video too. I'm gonna move you over to Fidelity real quick while I upload YouTube. C3 AI is. Man, I went over it this morning. C3 AI is. Upload video. ELF. I'll look at ELF. Select files. 525. That's this one. Upload. I should optimize my voice and stuff in there. I got to do a thumbnail. The thumbnail that I've been using has done pretty well. So I'm just going to use this. Oh, let me go to Canva, not YouTube. I'm in love with Sarah Cooper. She's so cute. Spunky. She's funny. Let's see. Listen on Spodcast. $5.25 podcast. share, download. Okay. Boom, 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 boom. Quit preview. I'm going to close that. We're going to upload thumbnail. Green gaming. There we go. I'm going to go back over here. I've got to copy and paste. And then let's see what happens. Update episode. Copy. Paste. No, I gotta clean up this YouTube channel at some point. Next, publish. Okay. Boom, 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 boom. We'll go back over here. I'll bring you back over here. Okay. ELF. Yeah, ELF is the you know, I do think Alta reports, I didn't bring this up either. Alta reports after the bell today. It's up 0.53. I think this could go back to 500 if they pre-announced. So Alta, let's see. Look at the news on Alta. ELF's results are proof. Yeah, ELF reported. It looks like ELF reported. So reiterated, Truist $75 to $100. It is at 97. The average price target is 97. Looks like the earnings are really good. But I mean, here's the thing. ELF, let's see, their PE is 101, market cap 4.65 billion, so it's super small. I think I would go with the PE at 101. And beauty is one of those things. I think I'd go with Ulta with a PE of 20. But beauty is one of those things, you know, cosmetics specifically with specialty retail. If Ulta has lost its mojo, there's no getting it back. So, I mean, choose your poison. But Ulta, if ELF was that good, you may be seeing Ulta. Let's see if Ulta is a buy in the algo. And then I got to go out and do my lawn. It's not a buy, but it's damn close. Huh. Snapchat, I know. I have 2 snaps waiting for me from friends. Kids. I mean, I said down here, this gap on the last earnings at 892, I said it was going to come back. It's almost all the way back. So at 826, I probably should have bought it. I don't use Snapchat enough to justify buying it. But what do I think of it? I think it's a $10 stock. I mean, look at the RSI's at 67. It's way up there. I think it's a $10 stock. You're trading at $9.92. I don't think I'm getting into it, though. Target? No, I haven't mentioned Target in a while. Target's caught up in and why this happened, I have no freaking idea, but they're caught up in the culture wars now. And so it's a little bit, Target's done, what was I don't even know the full thing. I just know I read a headline. It's over Pride Month. They have advertised for the past 20 years for Pride Month. And all of a sudden, the conservatives come after them for promoting Pride Month. Or they pulled the let's see what it says. Transgender designer Eric Cornell has seen a surge in demand for his pins, print, stickers, and T-shirts after U.S. retailer pulled his products amid a backlash by some customers to its Pride collection. Target's collection included more than 2,000 products from clothes. Target said this year's Pride collection led to an increase in confrontations between customers and employees and incidents of Pride merchandise. So it's their own doing. But why are there store confrontations? I mean, I don't blame them, but why are you confronting somebody in a store over what's being carried? In my mind, Target's a buy. I mean, look at the PE at 23. I mean, what do you like Walmart better at 34? Walmart's got groceries, so it'll benefit if we go into a recession. But my personal opinion, Target's just a nicer store. So my pivot on and Target's one of those places where people just steal shit. I mean, look at the average price Target is $179 for Target, and you're at $140. And it just has gotten no love. I might add more to it. I do own about $20,000, I think, worth of Target. And my average purchase price is $111. But it's from years ago. So I've just held on to it. It's got a 3% dividend while I'm waiting for it to go down. So, yeah. Bought some Roblox. Roblox, for me, Eric, I think you can wait for that to go to 44 up here to cover this gap at some point. But my pivot on Roblox has been 40. Buy it under 40. So if you can dollar cost average, I wouldn't wait for 60. Long term, I think you can, and it will be 60. But I think that this one's a good trading stock. I don't know that it's a great buy and hold. And specifically on the 65-minute algorithm, it's been pretty good. This doesn't look longer term on the 65-minute. You start making. The problem has been just recently. It's been floundering, so just doesn't do great. But I like it under 40. Disney, God, that's been. Well, I got my parents into Disney at 110. It's culture wars again. But if you think that anybody stopping to go to Disney, I mean, DeSantis, his kids, they're going to ask to go to Disney. What's he going to do? He's going to go to fucking Disneyland. Disney World. So, Amazon's down 1%. Cleveland Cliffs is at $13.94. This is absolutely 100% clear. We are going into a recession for everything except AI. I mean, Merck is down 1%, mRNA is down 2%, Microsoft is up, NVIDIA is up, Occidental's down 1%, PanW is up, Pepsi is down, Qualcomm is down 1.2%, Roblox is down 2%, Shopify is down, Snowflake is under 150, it's in the 148. I think you picked that one up. Target is under 140 at 139. TSM is over 100. It's up 11%. Uber is at 37. Didn't quite make it to 40. VOO. So, as far as, look, the VIX is down to 19. The NASDAQ is up 1.3. That was up 2% in pre-market. The S&P is up 0.63. The core portfolio is filled with stocks that are down more than 2 and 3%. So, what's PMT? PennyMac Mortgage Investment Trust. But yeah, they're given a good dividend, but look at that stock. Let's see. PMT. This reminds me of trading in Fannie and Freddie, which I used to do, 13.83. But you're down 30% over a year. It's got a nice dividend. I always say the ones with dividends you've got to worry about. The one that I don't worry about is PXD. Their PE is a little bit much at 7 for an energy company, but this one's going to get bought. And you got a 10.93% dividend yield. So, Devon Energy. While you're waiting for that one to go up to 60, you're getting what? A 7%, 8% dividend yield? 9.08. Energy, I don't think you have a problem with dividend yields. The problem with energy is the stock prices have been getting killed because year over year, last year oil was at $150 a barrel. It's half that right now. Stocks aren't half of what they were, but they're getting hurt and they're being kept down. Just year over year comparisons. So wait until, next year. If you buy them this year while oil's at 70 and OPEC wants to take it to 80 or 90, you're going to make out like a bandit. That's why I'm holding on to these oils. Boeing at 200. That's about the swing point for me. So, okay. I posted everything. I am out of here. If you guys have questions, remember, hit the thumbs up button. Anything I can do for you, pop into the private Facebook group. The link tree is down below. But I am out of here. You guys take care.